This is the Zach Ansbury Show.
Welcome. Today's podcast clip comes from an interview with Simona Bronzi from RAA. We've spoken quite a bit about RAA at the moment, but you've also had other parts of like your career beforehand. What do you think has been one of the biggest challenges that you've had? So I told you that I was going to bring this up. Like, is there anything that you've looked in hindsight, you're like, oh, I wish I hadn't done this, or, you know, in hindsight, I should have done it a different way? Like, is there something you can point to? You're like, you know, and then what have you learned from it? Like, how have you moved forward from that?
That's a good question. I think, and this isn't specific to marketing, but it's something that I've learned throughout my working life. I've been working since I was 14 in hospital, and then obviously after school getting into the more corporate side of things. But I guess just how I sort of react to things. I think I'm a very sensitive person, and I have had to learn to form a bit of a thicker skin and learn what is worth worrying about and what to let go. I think that's been a personal challenge for me, but something I've definitely managed to work on really well throughout my career, and that probably comes with age as well. And I think sort of a work challenge is just having to always be switched on. I think that working in marketing or any sort of corporate job can be really like mentally time consuming, and it can be hard to, and we talked about the work-life balance thing as well, but I think just thinking all the time is a big challenge, and just having to keep on top of so many different things.
Yeah, sort of managing those multiple priorities at the same time. Yeah. And how do you sort of keep like a to-do list, or how do you keep track of your
I've got
day?
multiple to-do lists. I use Trello. Trello is a really good one for organising stuff. I have a board for work, and I used to have a board for uni when I was studying, and I have a board for my house, and for my wedding planning. Like, everything that needs organising has a Trello board, and it also has a spreadsheet. And then I've also got like a Word document to-do list, and I'll also do a written to-do list daily. To make sure it's not too overwhelming, or like break it down into like 5 things.
5 things I'm going to do today.
Yeah.
Are they? Yeah. Is it for the achievable things? Because some of them can be like, this is like a 3-week to do thing, and I don't know. I don't know about you.
I guess that's my Trello board is like longer term stuff, and then my Word documents kind of everything that's on the go, and then my written one will be, okay, these are the things I really need to get done right now. Yeah. And then once I've got them done, I can reassess how much time I've got left.
So you're kind of filtering them from big to small scale, and long term to today. I think that's not so bad, because to-do list can be frustrating when you just want to tick it off, but you know it's another week of work, but you know that in order to get that work done, you need to do, say if it's writing a paper or whatever, you need to write 2 paragraphs or finish off this section or something. Okay, that
and I guess that's actually another challenge is working with so many different people and teams often means that I want to cross things off, but they might be stuck at another like department or at another bit in the process that I don't have control over in that point in time. So I guess just another one is managing my own personal expectations of myself. I am very self-critical. I think that we're our own worst critics sometimes. And I think, over time I've had to dial that down a bit, because it's just not sustainable.
Yeah, I think so. Especially, I used to work with a guy, he'll be on the podcast in a few months, Armando Corsi. So he's an Italian man. He's an Australian citizen now as well. But, his big thing he keeps trying to tell me is it's a marathon, not a sprint. And I'm like, that's very true. And I think I've kind of come up with my own hybrid, and I don't know if it's working yet or not, which is it's a series of sprints, and it's kind of like interval training. So, I'm not running a marathon because I'm not a long distance runner, and I'm definitely not a sprinter because I'm not super fast. but I can go further and quicker than other people if I sprint and then break and then sprint and then break. And so yeah, like I'll have like those bigger weeks that are really quite intense, and then I'll let myself off a little bit of time and not feel guilty about it, because I know like I worked late. So like I was on campus till about 11:30 last week, and then the next morning I just slept in and didn't arrive till 11 a.m. And I didn't feel guilty in one iota, because I was worked an extra 5 hours the night before. And so I'm like, well, I'm kind of 2 hours under today, so I'm kind of still up 5. And so I kind of see it as that sprint break. I don't know, do you do something similar?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think it's taken me a while to get to that point, because before I was like just on full sprint mode 24/7. But yeah, as I've gotten older, I don't have as much energy anymore.
Yeah.
I think I hit 25, and I'm 25 now, but I think the last year I really noticed it. I just have to have that downtime. But yeah, I think there's definitely some weeks that I'm super in the zone and really productive, and then there's other weeks I'm just like get me to Friday, like I'm just crawling there. And yeah, I guess it just comes back down to like, okay, am I like taking time out for myself, and just having that self-worth. But I think we're human, like we can't be productive 24/7. Like it's just not how we're built.
Yeah. I read the other day that Albert Einstein took 3 45-minute walks every day. Yeah. Right. For some reason, I was researching him, part of some secret project I'm working on that no one else knows besides me. I literally haven't told anyone. It's super secret. No one I know works with knows about this. Now I'm going to get all sorts of questions being like, Zach, what's this super secret project? But yes, I was looking at all sorts of people in that area. But yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. And I think around Princeton or something, there was like a specific route he used to go through. Yeah, he's an interesting man. What were we talking about? I'm obviously getting a little bit tired.
Being human and can't be productive 24/7.
Oh, there you go. It's been a long week already, and it's only Monday, and can't be productive 24/7. But you are right. You do need to have that time, and that exercise we're talking about earlier, that meditation we're talking about earlier, and I think just having something else to do in your life besides this. Like, I mean, you mentioned you were wedding planning.
Yeah, well, I'm not super invested in that right now, because I'm also building a house, so that's taking up most of the outside of work time at the moment. And we've run out of money at the moment, so we're just going to have to get through the house first.
How on earth are you managing those two, like, just ginormous, like, just huge scale projects at once? Like, I know a girl who's planning a wedding, and that seems to be quite hard, and I know other people who've built houses and they find it's very stressful, and compounding the two doesn't seem joyful.
Yeah, there hasn't been much wedding planning happening. I got engaged in June last year, and for a month we were like super excited wedding planning, and then in July last year we got our land. Well, we had a 9-month settlement on our land, so it only actually just settled, but we sort of put our deposit down and started that process on our land. So then we were kind of like, oh, well, that's a better use of money at the moment. And the reason that we ended up buying a house last year was because we were going to go to Europe for 2 months last year, and then that didn't happen. So we had some money to put into a house.
Yeah, I think that's the case for a lot of people at the moment. House prices are
still a bit sad that I probably won't get to do that big 2-month Europe trip. I think it was kind of the last bit, like a last opportunity. We kind of had to do like such a big trip, almost like our own little gap year. But that's okay. We'll get there one day. Yeah,
I think so. Europe's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It'll be there for a while. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. So last year was huge. Finished uni, got engaged, building a house.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal year. Now, I don't know how this year is possibly going to compare.
I'm happy to chill out this year, to be honest. That's that whole like can't do everything all the time. But wedding plans definitely had to take a back seat.
Yeah. Have you thought about because your sister's in Queensland still.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I mean, that would make all of my family's in South Australia, but that would make me very nervous about setting a date for a wedding in terms of if there's somehow some lockdown again.
Yes, well, my partner's family are all interstate as well, apart from his parents. They're sort of all scattered around the place, and his dad is from the Netherlands. So his entire dad's side of the family is in the Netherlands.
Mhm.
So we probably will have to just go over there and have a separate celebration anyway, because his dad's one of 9.
Oh, wow.
And there's lots of relatives over there that I haven't met yet.
Yeah.
So I guess it's never been possible for us to have everyone there. So we're kind of at the moment planning a very small wedding.
Yeah, I think some of my favorite weddings I've ever been to are those small, really intimate ones, though. So, yeah, that sounds amazing.
Hey guys, it's Zach Ainsbury here with just a couple of quick reminders. If you've enjoyed today's podcast, then make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. There are plenty more interviews to come with some of the world's leading marketing academics and practitioners. You do not want to miss these. In the meantime, if you're looking for another way to connect, then follow me on Twitter at Zach Ainsbury. That is ZACANESBURY for my take on the marketing issues of the day.